raised as the typhoon continues to batter Hong Kong. The number 8 signal is currently in force.
During the past few hours, Typhoon Vicente has taken a more northwesterly track towards the western coast of Guangdong. It is moving closer to Hong Kong and is expected to skirt about 100 kilometers southwest of Hong Kong in the general direction of the area west of the Pearl River Delta. If local winds strengthen further, the observatory may issue higher typhoon signal.
Typhoon Vicente is now about 140 kilometers south of Hong Kong and is forecast to move northwest or west-northwest at about 20 kilometers per hour towards the coast of western Guangdong. The typhoon is making a big impact here with heavy rain and very strong winds. Authorities have received dozens of reports of trees falling down. At least 7 people have sought medical treatment because of typhoon-related injuries. More than 140 people have sought refuge from the storm in 20 temporary shelters opened by the government. There are no reports of flooding or landslides, but people are advised to stay indoors as the storm seems to be getting more powerful. At the airport, 11 flights have been cancelled and more than 120 delayed. Let's take a look at other headlines. European stocks have opened sharply lower with investors worried that Madrid will need another bailout as 6 indebted Spanish regions seek funds to help them afloat. Here in Hong Kong, shares slumped 3% to suffer the worst day in 2 months after a central bank advisor said mainland domestic demand is likely to remain weak. Pressure is growing on the government to shelve the controversial national education subject, which it wants primary schools to introduce in September. A parents' group placed notices in newspapers today urging the Education Bureau to hold a public consultation. The group raised $120,000 to finance the notices signed by about 1,000 people. Beijing is counting the cost of the capital's worst rainstorms in 6 decades. At least 37 people were killed and 7 are missing, while economic losses are estimated at 10 billion yuan. Among the victims of the worst rainfall in 6 decades was 46-year-old policeman Li Fanghong. We'll have more on these stories and the typhoon in our late news at 11. Join us then.
Coming up, all about documentary, Science of Man. Olympics for all.
The United States, Washington, D.C. As a routine flight to Florida takes off. Suddenly, the aircraft starts shaking. 24 seconds later, it smashes into a busy motorway bridge and plunges into the icy river below. 78 people are dead, and a desperate rescue effort gets underway.
One cloudy day will make you lose your faith. The world is full of falling stars. The light is dimming dark. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop believing in you.
Whether you're looking for the questions of life or some pleasant surprise, all will be found along the ride. All about documentary. All aboard, every Saturday night at 10. When it comes to wilderness survival, is bigger really the better? Documentary World, Raw Nature, Saturday night at 9.
The ride of a lifetime. It's a dream come true for each and every one of them. Will they find what they're looking for? Steam locomotives around the world. West Coast Wilderness Railway, Australia. Wednesday night at 8.
Men, what is it that drives them? They compete, fight, do whatever it takes to get to the top, to get the girl. The substance which may be responsible for these behaviors is made by their own bodies. It is pulsing through their veins. Testosterone. It can transform a woman into a man. It may be affecting the most important decisions in a man's life. Scientists are now experimenting on males of all species to unlock the mysteries of testosterone. Is testosterone the secret ingredient needed to make the ultimate male? Testosterone has a reputation. A bad reputation.
Only a jerk would act like that. A complete idiot.
It is often associated with violence, rage, and aggression. But it's also associated with sex and power. There's a perception that men of strength, status, and success are built on a foundation of testosterone. Are these stereotypes true? Do powerful men have more testosterone? Researchers are studying humans and animals to separate the myth from the reality. They're finding that your testosterone level says a lot about who you are, for better or for worse. Would you be willing to make your testosterone level public? The members of this rugby team have agreed to have their levels tested. When their results come back, they'll know how they compare to one another.
One of these groups had the highest testosterone level, the next one was one tier down, and then the third one was...
Testosterone starts affecting men before they are born and doesn't let go for the rest of their lives. The most obvious thing testosterone does to a man's body is build muscle. It is a hormone that signals the body to build the very characteristics that define males. Horns, plumage, threatening teeth, noise-making vocal sacs, and more muscle. Testosterone encourages mate-seeking displays and fuels the competitive urges of males across the animal kingdom. Males compete to be the best, to conquer rivals, and perhaps even to catch the attention of a female. Testosterone promotes what biologists would call mating effort. It can do that by putting muscle on your body to facilitate those things. It can prime your brain to make you want to do those things. It appears that much of male behavior truly is due to the hormone testosterone. Meet the testosterone molecule. 19 carbon atoms, 28 hydrogen, and 2 oxygen is all it takes to make the most important hormone in a man's body. Testosterone